First tonight, the neighbours stuck between rocks and a hard place after a shared wall collapsed, sending massive boulders into Dave and Tia's backyard. Of course, they wanted it fixed. But 7 months later, the insurance companies still haven't paid up.
We actually looked out the window and heard it and saw it just go straight into the pool.
We heard what we thought was a huge clap of thunder and actually felt the ground shake.
Very terrifying to see that, hear that and feel the effects of it too throughout the house.
It's the rock pool Dave and Tia Barnum never asked for.
What's it like coming out here and looking at this every day?
Heartbreaking.
This is what their family home on Brisbane's north used to look like. But when the city was hit with the worst rain event it's seen in years in February, this 3-metre boulder retaining wall collapsed.
Just concentrated and just saturated that one area until basically it couldn't hold anymore, and then the boulders just literally flew out.
We're looking at quotes around $350,000.
7 months on, their backyard still looks like a construction site. Deemed a danger zone they can't fix until the neighbours living above them, the Smalls, get answers from their insurance company.
We only know what our neighbours are telling us as well.
The boulder wall is shared between the two properties, but with Dave and Tia copping the brunt of the damage, they're desperate to resolve it. Contacting their insurance company, UE, immediately and obtaining reports from geotechnical and structural engineers.
Potentially the way that the wall was actually built. And the second thing is our neighbours, since this wall was built, our neighbours have built a retainer wall. So essentially that retainer wall has created a dam. When we've had such an immense amount of rain, all of the water has dammed into behind that wall and has seeped through the drainage from that wall and also down the staircase that's up there.
This report's findings: high runoff, the likely overflow of 3 water tanks on the neighbour's property and the channeling of water to the steps were the beginning of the wall's demise. While the other reports stated it failed as a result of material washout, waterlogged soil, a lack of drainage and compromised stability, adding that the wall has not been constructed to Australian standards.
It's at a point now where it could get worse. If there's another downpour and we're coming up to the wet season of summer again, if it gets any worse, then rocks are going to start sort of coming closer to houses.
Our bedroom is literally 2-3 metres from the retaining wall. So it wouldn't be a swimming pool that got damaged at my house. It would be the house and the bedroom.
Chris Price lives in the house next door where the shared wooden fence has buckled. The 72-year-old put in a claim with his insurer Suncorp, raising concerns about the structural integrity of the boulder wall. Suncorp stating retaining walls aren't covered, but it has a legal obligation to make it safe.
They've used metal posts to anchor plywood to the wall. And everybody who has seen it says if one of those big boulders wanted to come down, it wouldn't even slow it. It's now been 7 months and nothing basically has happened. And until Suncorp resolves their situation with Bill Small, nothing appears to be able to happen.
We certainly know that their insurance company have been stalling.
We called Bill Small to try and get some answers about his insurer's plans.
I'm making no comment. It's in the hands of my insurer and that's where it stays until I get further notice.
We're at a point now where patience is wearing very thin because we're ready to sign a contract to get works going. And unfortunately, we can't move forward until we know how our neighbours are going to proceed because the works are happening on their property as well.
In a statement to A Current Affairs, Suncorp tells us the enormity of the flood events across southeast Queensland and northern New South Wales earlier this year has significantly impacted our ability to source appropriate specialists. We have provided a decision on Mr. Price's claim and we continue to work with our customer.
We're just pleading for some acknowledgement and a reasonable outcome.
I would just love to hear the sound of someone out there doing something to that wall. If I see a digger there, I'll be happy.
But even if a contract was signed today, the couple says work wouldn't start until the middle of next year. And with 3 boys under the age of 13, this summer season and Christmas is going to be tough.
I don't think that they are aware yet of the full brunt of not having that there, because they had it last summer. So that was the go-to.
Suncorp can't comment on the Smalls case due to privacy, but it's going to look further into the Prices claim.